Hi, thank you. So I just want to get right into it and then I'll start talking about my themes, but this is actually a project called Just Looking that I did collaboratively with Nola Sanchizan, and part of the point, oops, oh dear, is that's better, okay. Part of it was to invite passerbys to actually look at public space differently. So we created this little game where people were taking words from 3 boxes and then they created their own little action statement, and we asked them to take a photograph as they enacted their action statement. And so basically part of my practice is that I'm interested in are notions of what is public, how people behave in public space, public art policy, and also the controls of public space. So these are just, I've got a few images that are coming through that are the photographs that people took on this particular project. I think I'm talking too fast compared to how I actually timed it today. So this was done a few years ago. We did this project actually in a number of places, and one of the places that we were interested in looking at were places that were tourist areas where people were actually usually take pictures in very particular ways of very particular things. Oh my God, 5 seconds is a long time. Okay, so I think this is the last one. So the interesting thing was people were actually confused a lot by this project. They either really got into it, or they took the photograph before they would do the action, or after they would do the action, or they would actually try and really just not participate as they were going through the space. So this is one of the first pieces that I did in public space. This was in 2006, and it's called This is Public Art. And what I had done, this is in London, and I had, they have right to information, access to information, and right to privacy. So I was trying to play with those two things with their CCTV footage. So basically I accessed 20 minutes worth of surveillance footage from the police department, and then was really vague about what I was doing with it. And then I went down to the space with my generator. This is me and my friend with the generator. Set it up and projected it back onto the wall of the space that it was actually taking footage from. And so it was quite unnerving because actually in the control room, they actually have people watching each and every camera that's out in London, which I didn't really realize before. And so the camera was on the other side of the square. It was taking the photograph, and there was all of this surveillance going on because there was very little space where I could avoid the camera from the public ones and the private ones. This is a bank, NatWest Bank. You can see the security guard is checking out what I'm doing. And one of the things that I was trying to look at is the notion of productivity. Uh-oh, now I'm in the next one. Anyways, okay, so this is the next project that sort of came from this project sort of theme. So this one's We Are Watching, and this was part of the Bright Lights programming for the City of Vancouver for the Olympics. So in this case, I wanted more participation. I didn't want to just show my work. So I asked people to send in video clips of their Olympic experiences. And then those images were actually straight out of I got this program built where it was straight out of my email. It would get sent into a loop and then projected large scale onto a building in Gastown. And so the images were quite interesting. I was quite surprised by some of them. They're pretty diverse in quality, obviously. Some came from phones, some were actual from documentaries. Some of them were celebratory, and some of them were resistance type images, and some of them were behind the scenes and more community-based things, and also the detritus, the leftovers of what was going on. And then these images, as they're being projected onto the building, the thing that made this particular building special was that it's a public space that's gated off from the public. So in order to watch this projection, you had to stand outside a locked gate. And then what I had done was put, and this is the detritus part, I had put up a CCTV camera to catch the people that are watching the projection from the outside, and that's what was streamed live into the gallery. So basically when you were looking as a gallery goer, what you were looking with, you were looking at people watching watching the Olympics. So, and so that's pretty much. So, and this project also, I was trying to actually pull out, and this is the gallery image, so I was trying to pull out ideas of, or disrupt the ideas of what were the official packaging of the Olympics, visually speaking. And this is the CCTV footage from the projection. And that's what the projection looked like.